Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome or welcome back. I am EBINOTTI, and today we are doing our tarot readings. So the new moon is currently in Gemini. That's the cycle that we're reading for at this current moment. However, this reading reaches you, don't worry too much about the time. Timing is very fluid, especially right now, especially with the divine feminine. So when and where you receive this reading, there's likely something in it for you. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. That's how we always do it, okay? This is a tribe kind of vibe. So today, new moon Gemini, we're working with the air element. We always start out with the element that the moon is currently working with. That's how we work with it. And the air element, if you know me. It's my challenge. It's my hard one. It's also one of my favorites. That's something I don't talk about as often because we're here to, grow and align and activate together. So I talk about the struggles and the hurdles and the challenges and, creative ways to come together, supportive ways to problem solve that. But I don't often talk about how much I love the air element, not the wind and my hair getting stuck in my lip gloss per se, or the, I love skydiving or, cliff jumping and stuff like that. But when back of a motorcycle, the wind's all up in your face. It's not the best part of it, But the air element is so underrated as being part of the throat chakra and the third eye system. So let's talk air. You couldn't make any sound if it wasn't for your ability to compress and, input, output air. So the vibration that we create, our tone, our frequency, our voice. Okay, now I'm half Portuguese, so I got that immigrant vibe to me. I was raised by, a complete Portuguese bloodline, even though I'm half. My dad's not Portuguese. I was raised by my mom's side though, right? So the air element is something that I had a really special experience with that I think is going to be relevant for you. The sound of our own voice. Do you remember the first time you heard the sound of your own voice? On the answering machine, or if you're old enough to be like before cell phones, before pre-recording was just like an everyday experience. First time you heard your own voice, your own tone, that frequency that comes from your ability to work with the air element for communication. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing to get to know yourself from the outside. So, again, we're going to look at air today from a little bit of an abstract point of view, because other than our voice, the actual sound that we make and our need to express our words and our thoughts through that medium, we're going to talk about things like mirrors. Okay, again, the seeing yourself, third eye, also air, and speaking truth through yourself, through something like your reflection. Okay, there's been a lot of different takes on the mirror and the type of magic that the mirror is and fucks with, especially when it goes dark, okay? So it's interesting now when we put that into a very simple, logical even standpoint in our own lives. I keep mirrors everywhere, all over my house, on every wall, in every room, there's mirrors. And it's because for my own self, I see myself clearer when I take myself outside of myself. When I see from the outside in what I look like and the way I carry myself, it's very clear and easy for me to see how authentic I'm being, how confident I feel, and whether or not I like me in that moment. So whether I'm like, oh, do I like these pants? Let me get a different angle. It's kind of like the same thing. It's a perspective we don't often think about, but we don't see ourselves from behind, or from all the different angles that somebody around us walking across the street would see us from. So unless you're like me or many other YouTubers and bloggers and models and all these celebrities out here on camera, it's easy to love or hate yourself when you're looking from the outside. So it's a perspective we don't often take. I found a lot of great value in it, and I think a lot of females and feminine energies would find great value in the type of self-love that you can get if you really try to see yourself in the most positive light. Now, anyone who does photographs or video or, you know, cinematography, you know, video production, TV, anything like that will tell you lighting is everything. Lighting is everything. The best, most beautiful people you ever saw in any form were well lit. I can tell you that for sure. Okay, so it's important to have this type of perspective on truth. Now, we can take that anywhere we want to take it, but when it comes to self-love, to activating your power and aligning to who and what you are, that's going to be a big shift for you, is the perspective of who and what you actually are. So find your happy place. If you still haven't found self-love, there's probably going to be a big shift in the next couple of weeks for you, okay? Because the moon, Gemini's the twins, right? So it's those dominant and extreme aspects of dark and of light. And when we are under that energy, we are not exempt. Okay, like a tree doesn't get to decide, a flower does not get to decide that this winter it's going to do its thing anyways. It's like you go with the natural ebbs and flows of especially our celestial bodies, like the sun and the moon. You go with those regardless. You didn't get to set that magic. You didn't get to create this. You only get to create within this. Okay, so find your freedom in that. That's a real truth. Going deep already, guys, and I like it. I already know exactly what tarot deck we're going to use. So we are going to start with our oracle cards like we do. Personal readings are currently still available. If you are interested, I have bookings available in June of 2024 when this is coming out. So anywhere you have me online, even if that's just my email, just hit me up. It's just me. There's no assistant. There's no company. It's just me. Hit me up and we can book a reading for you. There are 2 different kind of tarot readings available. A live call. Do you get how that goes? It's just like being in person. Or you can have a pre-recorded. And I call those timeless messages. So a timeless tarot reading is one that you can come back to a private video that only you have the link to. You can distribute or keep it as you wish. A private video will allow you to watch it over and over and over again. Okay, otherwise it's a one and done. If you don't know, I wrote a book. It is a fiction, fantasy, romance book about spiritual awakenings and things like that from the perspective of our heroine. Savannah gets involved with some, well, I'm not going to give it away, gets involved with the vampire world. Yes, she does. And you can find that on Amazon, Kindle. I'll leave that in the description box linked, so it's nice and easy for you if you want to go and check that out. Book 2, because that is a trilogy, the Twin Flame trilogy, if you know anything about that. Twin Flame energy, Gemini's got it in spades. It's a really relevant time for the twins within us, the twins within the many aspects of this expression or realm. And that's just how it is. Okay, we're going to start off, back to it, guys, back to it. We're going to start off with the Goddess Oracle. It's air. You know, the air element is like not fucking around today. The air element is not fucking around today. It can be a very cold, quick, in your face kind of energy, and that's fine. So the Goddess Oracle, and on the bottom, ecstasy. Yes, dancing and the feeling of expression of your emotion. That's why, you know, some dancing is so uncomfortable for us, because we don't want to express that emotion, and we understand the expression of physical dancing and body language so much deeper than we give ourselves credit for sometimes, let me tell you. Even a child, you know, you can see it if you're really in tune or just moving slowly enough. Just take a few deep breaths if you want to move a little slower, but you can see it when you look into a child's eyes, whether or not they're in tune, because they don't understand half of what they're seeing and feeling, but you can see it in their eyes that they're feeling it and they're seeing it clearly. And kids just sponge that up, you know, but it's no different as an adult. We're just grown children. That's all we are. Different, very very different levels of maturity out here sometimes, and that's fine. I have my petty ass moments. No matter how much spiritual work and ascension work I've done, I have my petty ass, dark ass, childish ass moments just like anybody else. Oh, Demeter. With feelings and emotions. Look at that, because I love the fire energy here, because it is about the creation. Okay, you can light the way. You can warm the cold within you, within others, within spaces. You can burn that bitch to the ground. Okay, you can also burn out the infection and have, you know, a thriving specimen afterwards. So the feelings and the emotions is really what it all comes down to. And within the mental space, it's like there's not a lot of room for that. We don't leave a lot of room for that. But it's time to. You know, it's time to make some real space out here for the expression of the self, because there's nothing else really that you're going to find worth living for, looking for, worth, you know, that's going to satisfy and fulfill and nourish and, you know, satisfy you. So Aphrodite on the bottom with love, and that dove there representing hope, you know, and all the things that are unconditional love, you know, for the self and you know, there's her dark aspect underneath that with Lilith. Power, love and power. What do you think real power is? Do you think it's magic? Do you think it's knowledge? Do you think knowledge is real power in the end, like at the base of it all, before it becomes knowledge? What is it? Absolute unconditional love, which has almost nothing to do with understanding. That's like steps down the fucking line. First, it's surrender, acceptance, observation, even. Like we can go, it's weird because I'm feeling these cycles underneath those two cards. We get this one. We're not taking any of these. It's just bottom of the deck, the messages that are coming out as our, you know, initial messages. Underneath, we feel all those cycles, the things that lead to the things. You know, and it's weird how the littlest thing can make the biggest difference. So finding that shift and that perspective and being very authentic from the throat space, like very authentic. If we cannot see the truth that we wish to see and it is almost fucking unbearable, we had better find a way to process that before it gets down to the heart. Okay, because like we have so many people out here with like heart problems, heart disease, holes in their heart, fucked up heart ain't beating, heart. This compass, this time, sense of time, the heartbeat first and the heartbeat last, like think about that. This sense of time is the number one thing to focus on right now. Even though we're talking air element, Gemini is about the aspects, you know, the coming and going, the dark and the light. The yin and the yang. It's like you want to find your way to really process here. And if you can't, take it to the heart. And don't go like, you know, putting it, all that fear and all that stuff and all that pain on the heart. Let the heart feel, because the heart will transmute that energy. Okay? So you have to let the heart feel. You can't try to use your mind to outwit, you know, like your heart space. You can't. The feelings and the emotions are true. Try to find a way to allow your mind to process that, what you're actually feeling. So I love talking about manifestations, love, and money. We're all out here trying to be happy in love and wealthy in money. So finding a way to really accept what we desire, it's really difficult. You know, it's like that's a lifetime. It takes a lifetime to accept and to live and to embody and to, you know, allow the receiving of what we truly desire, because we have all of these programs and all of these things on top of what we truly and authentically and simply desire. I am not sure what that sound was, and it just stopped. Okay. That was a weird sound. I don't know what it was. Cheers to you with my new cute little mugs. Something about the birds. The birds have definitely been doing it for me lately. It's just been absolutely wild. I'm up in northern BC, Canada, and the bird life up here, if you like birds, is so amazing. We have quite a few of the apex, you know, predator birds. I don't know if apex is the right word for a bird, but those predatorial birds like bald eagles, hawks, falcons, owls and shit like that, which you don't get to see owls very often because they're super like stealthy night hunters. But it's been incredible. The hummingbirds, it's been a real, I want to get like what's it called, a bird bath in my yard, so I can get some really awesome videos of like the hummingbirds and stuff like that, because they are out here. Saw the most beautiful hummingbird, which is the brightest like fuchsia pinky red throat. She came right up to the window. I was smoking, my sliding door like half open, so there's a screen. She just came right up like a foot outside the screen, made her little sound, and then fucked right off so fast. It was just like, whoa. So really appreciating the natural beauty and luxury and diversity out here, because if you want to be satisfied, it's not going to take long, you know, to just, and you don't want to be like, nobody wants to be one of these fucking dirty hippies out here, like junked out, acting like, you know, I'm just so happy, smiling like an idiot all the time when there's like real problems going on in the world. Trust me, I get the vibe. That's not it. That's not the energy. You know, the energy is about love and abundance and lifestyle, you know, and the to-do list as much as anything else, because we are talking air, and that is logic, you know, which means eventually there's going to be action here, and it's got to 1 + 1 needs to equal 2 in that fucking state. Like, you know, you can't be we can change things, change the rules, change the physics, change the whatever, but there's got to be a way to break it down, to, you know, communicate with each other about it, about the changes going on, because we're all taught in our era, in our culture, in our location, we're all taught things in a certain way, right? So now we're starting to everyone's out here teaching themselves, teaching each other, fucking mixing and mashing and fucking chaos. It's been chaos. The creation of it all has been chaos. So it's time to find a little bit of that structure. So whether you're expressing yourself with writing, singing, music, any kind of expression that is true and authentic, it's gonna develop a lot of power. Now, if you're looking for power, you just get it. If you're looking for money to create things, to hold power, you just get it, you know, but that's the through. That's the frequency, you know what I mean? To go through into the power is the feeling, the authentic, and then through. Okay, and you can speak over that. You can speak change into that. You can speak over that. You know, you can speak that into existence. This, again, the air element. Okay, next oracle deck we are going to use is one of the Cheryl Lee Harnish decks. Again, all the decks I used are listed down below if you guys are interested in purchasing them for your own selves. If I ever forget to list or link or whatever, please just drop it in the comment section and I will gladly update that description box that fast for you. This is called the Return of Spirit Oracle, and I love this deck. I love all 3 of her decks. They were the very first oracle decks I ever bought and the beginning of an amazing journey for me. And I have to say, the synchronicities that you're going to find with people are going to blow, as Isis Wisdom would say here on YouTube, is going to blow your fucking wig back, okay? Because I was just watching her, Isis Wisdom, Mama Isis I call her, because I don't know, just something about everything that woman says makes a lot of sense to me. I was just watching her and she made me laugh. So it's going to blow your wig back. The synchronicities that you have with people, if you're open to it, if you're open to learning, look no further than right in front of your face for your teacher, okay? And if you're open to receiving ease, comfort, wealth, abundance, health, power, finances, you name it, dick, like whatever the fuck you need right now, you will get it. You just have to be open to receiving it, and it has to be authentic. Otherwise, under a Gemini moon, things are going to go dark on you real fucking quick. I should be doing like we already did the goddesses, but I should be doing somebody mature. One of our classics, but I was called to use this deck the wonderful Cheryl Lee Harnish. She does readings on YouTube here as well. I highly recommend you check her out. Yeah, and just, you know, follow the threads. Follow where you are guided and led, and be fearless out here. You know, be as loud or as private as you choose to be right now, as you desire to be right now. Learn your lessons. 2020 on the clock, 22 on the clock. You know, you are supported, you are loved. This is definitely a safe space for you to come find yourself, express yourself, be yourself. Okay. Okay, so many things running through the mind right now. I can see that the mind is a well-oiled machine. It is a sharpened, capable, ready-to-go tool. Ready to go and help us process and enjoy its own understanding and play as we experience. So there's lots of things to experience this season, this month, this moon cycle. Things feeling very, very exciting. So let the mind wander. Let the mind take you to beautiful understandings of your own desires. Imagine your little face off. Okay, I was watching some South Park yesterday with my mans, and we were just howling. You know, it's just so funny. I've watched South Park since it came out when I was in like grade 7, and I just, oh man, you know, you got to make light of it. And that's the thing. It's not a joke out here. The world is a dangerous place. The universe, the cosmos, it's so much air element. You know, take that as it resonates with you. But what I mean is like unfeeling and logical and equational, you know, cause and effect and all that. It's like, oh shit. That it feels like if you wanted to justify God as being, you know, like wrathful God, a vengeful God, da 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 da. It's like, yeah, but like, you gotta eat. You know what I mean? It's like, you gotta eat. Planet's gotta live. Planet's gonna die. Like, time is fluid, but it's also constant. Time is constant, which means you can't be forever. Nothing is stagnant. Nothing is ever truly permanent, stagnant, dead, you know? Like, there's always some form of creation, metamorphosis, transformation going on. So approaching this from a very hopeful, member, the dove of hope, very hopeful, very loving, fully understanding kind of energy, because that's the real power, is accepting the dark, not denying the dark, especially with us feminines right now. Okay, we can do a lot for our masculines, our counterparts, even ourselves, by just accepting that there's no such thing as an all light aspect. Okay, that there has to be emotions like disgust and things like wrathfulness and pain out here for the rest of it. Just not because that's how it should be, but that's just how it is. Okay, so there's an acceptance of just how it is, which also means just how you are. I don't know if we cut the deck, but we're ready to go. So bottom of the deck, we're starting with faith. That's exactly the point. Unconditional love through faith. That something, someone, creator, prime source, God, whatever you want to call it, you know, really is beyond us, and yet we can tap into that as if it was us. So it's a not my job is a really fun way to look at that. Again, trying to make this lighthearted. How? Not my job. You know what I mean? I'm not even a man. How? What do we mean how? I don't know how. You know, I can explain to you how to do things that I have the skill set for, but I can't explain to you how I'm going to magically create $46.5 million. Like, I couldn't fucking tell you. When it happens, I'm going to give you one of those that all started in the ghetto. It all, you know, the rags to riches. I'll give you one of those when the time comes, but this is the real truth of it. Finding. Look how beautiful those colors are. Boom. Just let that sacred geometry sink into your fucking coding right now, okay? Because you already have everything you desire in you. You know what I mean? Everything on the outside is an illusion compared to that. You don't want to see others get it. You know, that's a dark aspect, but nah, go with where I'm saying in the light. You don't want to see others get it. You want to experience it. You know what I mean? Have you ever experienced something that you always wanted and it felt like nothing to you? That's the difference between being where you're supposed to be, getting what you're supposed to be getting because it is your authentic desire, and being chasing some shit that someone told you to chase that you bought into because it was glamorized. That's that Satan energy right there. That's the difference between lust and desire. Taking flight, again, that transformation energy, that sacred geometry, let that sink in. Taking flight is allowing your authentic desires to come out and be expressed, even the darker aspects, because those are authentic as well. I'm not saying go kill someone because they deserve it, okay? That's like, you want to take the darker aspects to an experiential place because that's how you heal. It's burning away the infection. It's using, you know, a counter agent, like an antibiotic. You understand? Like, so finding your medicine so that you can finally express the fullness of what you are. Undiluted emotions, undiluted desire, true and authentic and full. And you leave things like the how and the when and the what even completely up to the universe, because you don't want to get to somewhere that you thought that you wanted to be and feel emptiness. It's like that Twinkie desire. It's like, you don't want a fucking Twinkie. As my mouth is like literally watering, I'm like, I totally want a Twinkie. I fucking love, just whatever. Let's not even, I'm gonna drink my Nescafe Sweet and Creamy, which is the Twinkie of the moment for me right now. But do you see what I'm saying? It's like not about shitting all over yourself for fucking this up. That's shadow work, baby. Smoke the cigarette, eat the Twinkie, get that dick, you know, like, but still take flight, be authentic. You see the serpent around her neck? There are two aspects to that serpent. You got the apple, the serpent, and the fire. Like, how many different, don't be superstitious with it. Look at the full aspect. Under Gemini, you get both sides of the coin. And if you're there and you're willing with the mental space, you can process dark and light very, very quickly, like a master, I just heard. Take flight. This is the mentorship. This is the graduation ceremony. This is out performing, finally evolving the master. This is the true job of the mentor-mentee relationship, is evolution, activation, where the mentor becomes the mentee, or whatever it's called, the student, and the student becomes the teacher. Woo! I have so many desires, so I'm feeling all those desires, very abundant. I'm feeling some of your guys' desires too, which is fun, a little bit out of my own realm, and I like that. And I know they're not mine because I'm like, I don't desire that at all. But one of you does. And when we share in that way, it's like, have you ever experienced joy, not because you enjoy the thing, but because someone else does, like so hard, they're like so happy, and you just like love this person so much, or you care for them so much that you're just like so happy for them. You're like, damn, you know, like I've done a lot of like random hobby things or little, you know, got events, tried things, not because I wanted to, but because somebody else like really did. And being a Pisces, I'm mutable. Mutable signs can probably understand this pretty deeply and easily. You know, it's, you could just easily channel someone else's joy. Now, on the flip side of that, okay, when someone else around you, that sibling energy. Let's talk about siblings. Always in that dense competition instead of actually evolved competition. And you can even see this in like trust fund kids, like super wealthy kids. When they aren't getting enough in their mind, love and attention and affection, the competitive nature of them becomes extremely vicious, right? So it happens at all. You think money is the answer? It's not, right? It's like love, remember? Love is the answer, and you can't take flight. Ooh, I'll even show you this one because it's better. Side by side on the bottom of the deck. You can't take flight and like feel that really light, high, happy, satisfied energy unless it was authentic. If you're doing it just out of spite or competition or the twins aspect, I'm not saying you and your siblings are twins, you could be, but we have twins energetically in the moment. Like You know how like when you went to grade school, there was like somebody in your strength, like one of your strong suits, whether that was academia or sports or social or whatever. Somebody was always your competition. Like there was only the two of you on that level. With me, it was academia. With my brother, it was social. With my mom, it was sports. Like we were the best, but there was always like the group of us, 3 or 4. And it's like, you remember those people because those were your peers. You know, you went through that. That was authentic. And it's hard. School is hard because it's like nobody knows how to control. You know, there's so much love lacking in each of our individual dynamics. You just throw us all together. It's like the opening scene from that show Wednesday. I quoted it before and I could if I really tried, but it's funny. It's funny to think of the sadism of, you know, prisons and schools and the similarities between them, but it's not that funny either because we barely fucking survived that shit. Just know for your kids, kids, for your own self, it's a different game out here now because the gifted are finally in power. You know what I mean? It's like the game shifted and nobody fucking told us, but the game and the rules shifted. And from, you know, 21 Jump Street to 22 Jump Street, it's like a different thing is cool now. The rules are different now. And whether you know it or not, your strength just became your fucking weakness and vice versa. So that's how we're doing that. Okay. Cheers to you. Let's get into this. It's time to get our tarot. I already know exactly the tarot deck that we are using today. And that is going to be the Crows. The Crow Tarot, baby. That birds of a feather flock together. Something about flight. Flight. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. Something about a flight. I want to go on a flight. I want to go on a trip to Milan, Rome, Italy, and I want to go with my mom. And I want to stop by the Azores, the Tessera, where my mom was born, on the way home. That's just one of my desires. It's just been floating. It's on my mind. I'll let you know how and when that goes. But that's an authentic desire. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me when. If you say something stupid like, well, who do you think you know? That only is exposing, High Priestess on the bottom, that is exposing how badly you have a desire that you are not accepting. Okay, just accept the desire is there. Be hopeful, be humble, be like me, be delusionally grateful that it's possible for you and that it's going to happen just because you want it to. What's weird about desire that I learned the craziest thing doing these exercises about like winning the lottery and like how and what you would actually do, like reality, you won the lottery, go on. When you allow desire, so many of your desires fall away. I know people say that all the time, but I mean it. Like, you'd be surprised how much of the shit that you desire ends up being dumb shit to you, not to somebody else, to you, where you're like, oh man, I'm so glad. Like, I say this all the time. I'm so glad I didn't get the money then because I would have wasted way more time. It would have been way more confusing. Don't get me wrong. In that moment, if you would have asked me, I'd be like, I'll take the money. I'll learn the hard way. It's the way it goes. It's all good, you know? And I still feel the same now. I'm like a now person. When do you want it? Now. Ask my mom and she'll laugh so hard at that one. But I learned patience for me was a tricky one because of that. My desire and my passion and the energy, creative, mental, physical, that I have to put into that desire once it's realized is fucking high, like a rocket. And I find it difficult to contain. What do you do with it? Where do you put it? I'm ready to get on it, pack my shit. I don't even need to pack. I don't need nothing. I'll buy everything in fucking Rome, in Milan. You know, I'll bring a suitcase back. I'll get my luggage out there. I'll fill it out there. I'll bring it home. You know, like, get me there. Let's go there now. So how do you contain? What do you do with? How do you channel through that energy? And I wish I had the card out, but this one will do it just fine. You have to release. It's called the law of detachment. If you know about the law of attraction, sweet. There are more. The law of polarities. Detachment. Do you see the polarity nature here? the mirror nature here, okay, even here, left to right, and then up and down here, do you see the polarity nature? That's what desire really is. There's always a dark aspect. You do not have to focus on it. You do not have to focus on the dark aspect of shit. You are not even a man. It is not even your job. Fuck all of that. Nope. And if you are a man and it is your job and you're struggling, get into your feminine energy. Even if there's no female around to love on you and be like, I believe in you. You got this. Timing is everything. And just say the right thing. Embody it. You have feminine energy also. Do you see what I'm saying, my girls? It's the same thing. Like, we all have these really chunky, amazing dreams, desires, ambitions, talented gifts, and everything in between. But if we don't at least lean into that truth, accept that truth, we are only going to stall it out. We are only going to create disease and sickness and just dark ass fucking aspects all around us. Think of all the pain that could be transmuted if people accepted the hope. Just the hope. Not to mention embodying the actual power that they have to create those dreams and bring them into reality. We have so much to learn. We have so much to learn. But you have to be in a place of peace and alignment and true activation of your power to be able to, evolve beyond this, to be able to survival of the fittest, they say. You know what I mean? Okay. So I hope you're enjoying your spring or whatever season you're watching this in. Whenever this message finds you, I hope that you're enjoying yourself. Sorry if the lighting gets all a little crazy today. It's going to be what it is until I can get different lighting set up, because the trees are bushy out there, blocking some of that sunshine and stuff. Things are getting really magical here in the age of Aquarius. And you don't have to be in that era yet. We can kind of transition into whatever kind of miracles that we're ready for. Like, you don't have to be walking on water, and you don't have to be healing the sick. You can just focus on your own self and your home and your little kingdom, and you can just take it one step for man, one giant step for mankind. You can do your little tiny impact if you want, and you can do massive fucking impact if you want, where your whole mind just gets like cracked open, okay? Because it's out here right now, and I know some of you have been feeling it, and you've probably been like, where the fuck are you? We need to discuss. We need to fucking discuss. The energy has been ruthless for some of us who didn't realize how important we were. It's a big message, especially here at EBINOTTI for the collective. It's like some of us just didn't realize, you probably just didn't realize the impact that you were going to have, or how much you were needed in a certain arena, or how much your shit was worth. Like, there's some people just like, whoa, I did not expect to, make that amount last month, or this month. I didn't expect my year end to be like that much. That's crazy. And a lot of us are having years like that. Mad shout out to the people that are finally coming into something they've worked for so long. I know the entire collective is doing it, but you're really going to feel it in the physical realm. Okay. It's time for the tarot. Are you ready? I'm ready. I'm almost ready. Another message coming through just before we shuffle up and get these, this quick pick spread out is just saying what you mean and meaning what you say. So we can stutter, we can hiccup, we can say it wrong and need to correct, we can rewrite an old script and edit, you know what I mean? It's got that edit second draft kind of energy to it, where it can always be corrected. Okay, so if you're too afraid to speak your truth because you don't want to look stupid when the time comes, it's like, just speak on it. Because if you're humble and if it's authentic, there's nothing to be ashamed of. Okay, you're allowed to go through. You have the grace from the collective. I'll speak for the entire EBINOTTI collective here. You have the grace. Okay, you have the grace to be wrong, in the moment, to believe, and then to change your beliefs. Beliefs are never meant to be, you don't believe anything that's permanent, anything that's real. A belief is in conflict just because it's a belief. There are things and there are the things you have to believe. You understand the energy shift there? I know I'm wealthy, I'm a millionaire, I wouldn't trade that fucking wealth for anyone else's wealth. It's my money I want. It's my money, okay? And I will wait for that right time, my turn, my time, my money. That's a knowing, and that's why you can't get me to sell out. There's a knowing there. As soon as you believe something, you got some conflict. That's okay. Conflict is a beautiful thing. That's how you get to know yourself. That's how you even know the difference between what you want and what you don't. You know, a lot of people are pretty clear on the shit they don't want, but it's experiential. They had to experience that. Look at the experience that you have. You think you haven't been in school all your life? Oh, yes, the fuck you have. The school they gave us is nothing compared to these streets. Like, anyone who's not in some weird culty society elitist fucking life or something is in these streets, okay? And that's the real school out here, because you can't go anywhere or do anything without fucking learning or teaching or experiencing something. Okay, so got a lot more experience you're giving yourself credit for. Some of you are going to be very, very surprised over this new moon cycle in the next 2 weeks about the shit that comes in for you because you just did not see it, and then it's going to be obvious, right? So you'll get real comfortable real fucking quick. Don't worry about that. The energy of Gemini right now is so powerful in us being able to adapt even the most stubborn and stagnant and just stingy ass of fucking energies. It's like, doesn't want to give a fucking inch. It ain't budging for nothing. You know, everyone's going to be transmuting out here left, right, and center, whether they like it or not, whether they realize it or not, whether they asked for it or not, because the true desire was the shift, and that happened long ago. Most of us filled our fucking vortex full of desires, as Abraham Hicks would say, Esther Hicks. Filled that vortex full of desires long ago. And since then, it's just refining. Ooh, I just add and refine and just, you know, we shed desires, we accumulate desires. It's, you know, but you're not going out of this existence with any of that stuff. So it's just experiential. Okay, which means you can have it all. You can have it, you can experience it, you can, you know, maintain it, you can pass it on, you can share it, you can, you know, keep it, you know, within yourself for enjoyment, however you want it, because there's enough out here for all of us. And that's just the truth. You can't, you know, you can't make someone believe that. You either know that or you don't. And when you know it, it's really hard to unknow it. It's like, I don't know how much y'all spent on the programming. It didn't work on me or her or him. It didn't work on us. Y'all should try and get your money back for that. Okay, a little cheek there, and I like it. Lilith gives us that fucking fearless, man. Like, that is not masculine energy. That aggression is feminine. Okay. Just gonna let the mental space relax for just a second while I shuffle some of the tarot. Many messages coming in, so I know my message. That message for me is I got a lot of work to do here. It's been too long, or not too long, it's just, it's time. So just give me a second while I let some of the energy release out of my neck and shoulders. I also have a bra on, which it's probably been months since I've put like a proper bra on, so I just need a second. Oh, there we go. Whew. it was just all stuck there in the base of my skull. If you ever have a really bad headache or something like that, you can put your feet into hot water and it'll help just pull the energy, you know, down through the body and out the feet. It also, if you put a little salt in there, some baking soda, even some vinegar, don't put baking soda and vinegar, choose one. You can put a tea bag in there. You can put fucking just about anything in your bath water at this point. But if you just want to soak your feet out, you can pull some toxins out through the bottoms of your feet. It's a great way to detox, you know, to help cleanse the body, especially energetically, and to release. There's so much healing and stuff that we can release if we just do simple self-care rituals, because that's what they are. Okay, it's the only kind of magic you got to worry about right now is cleansing, feeding, receiving, giving. Okay, that's the work right now. Okay, just making sure I put that cigarette out. Don't want to be burning the house down. Okay, here we go. Crow Tarot, bottom of the deck. Woo! The Star, baby, the Star. Major Arcana number 17. Our star, our sun is just fucking popping off. You notice that? You notice the impact? We read for the moon cycle, right? Because we do the divine feminine, sacred feminine energy of the era. But you notice how impactful the star has been lately? Whoo! The conspiracies on the star. You go online and start looking up all the craziness that they're saying about the sun right now. People seeing 2 suns. Just wild. Because like I said to my boyfriend, I was like, I just gotta say it. Because this is before I saw it online. I was like, I think I saw 2 suns. And then it's like, nah, I don't know. It's just weird. It's just, you know, the light playing with my eyes. First card out. I spit, sorry. First card out was the sun. I was like, I think I saw 2 suns in the sky, man. It was trippy. And now you can't go anywhere on TikTok without seeing some video of 2 fucking suns, or a sun simulator, or a flat earth theory about here's where the dark sun and the light, you know, the holy shit. It's fucking wild. So there's a lot to learn out here, and you better believe the light is going to be shed on all of it. Okay, because it's time. The sun and the moon, what it's really about, at least for us, is time. Okay, whether it was like some perversion of, you know, our ancient existence, our timeline, our yada yada. It doesn't matter, because for us now, unless it's we're part of a greater being that exists in time on a different realm, frequency, plane, whatever. It doesn't matter right now, because you and I are talking to each other as man, as human being, and therefore the sun has its use, and so do we. You know, like I said to my man the other day, like, I don't give a shit if the earth is round or flat. Like, don't get me wrong, of course I do. It triggered the hell out of him, right? Because he's very logical. And he's like, of course it matters. And I was like, yeah, you're a man. Like, of course it matters. Like, you guys are going to sort it out, right? It's a man's world, right? And it's like, I'm talking in a hugely philosophical realm, because to me, it doesn't matter. I mean, when y'all find out, tell me, you know, because I want to know, because then it matters. But right now, the debate, unless it's in your realm, stay in your lane. All you can do is bring understanding and growth and creation to the things that are yours. And when they're not yours, get the fuck out of the way of it. You can have an opinion, you can talk to people, but you got to stay in your lane. There is a huge amount of support and creativity in each of the realms. There are problems right now in each of the categories, pillars of our civilization, locations. There are huge problems, and there are massive amounts of people and beings here to support and heal and fight the good fight and not fight the good fight. So you got to stay in your lane. You know, you got to be super authentic. Second card out. We got the 10 of Pentacles. That is so beautiful. It is so grounded and yet so fucking just joyous. It is full of ecstasy, exquisiteness, food, drink, expression, atmosphere, just the feeling of 10 of Pentacles with the sun beside it right now is so powerful. You know the central energy is going to be something conflicted. You just know it, because that is the aspect right now of the twin. And that's what each of us is going through. Okay. It's everything that when your desires and your hopes and dreams and your truth are illuminated just like that, so damn bright that it's like blinding, you're going to have all of the counter to that come in. Try to distract you, try to throw you off course, try to teach you a different way, you know, that it's a lie, and just break it down. Each of the there are things in society that need to be broken down right now. This is not what this is about. This is about learning and understanding the parts of yourself in resistance with who and what you truly are. This is just you. Every luxurious desire you ever had that was authentic, that's just you. That is just available to you. It is your natural state. And you might have a lot of conflict around that. That's the programming. You know, yeah, to some extent it worked. Sure it did. You're not going to stop, though. It's not going to change a damn thing. We are still going into all of that regardless. So the good thing about that 5 being the central energy is that means change is a coming. Taking flight is right. It's going to be one of those moments, too, for those of us really into like magic and evolution and mysticism and things like that, and manifesting. It's going to be one of those moments where like pigs do fly. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, well, when pigs fly, it's good. There's going to be some moments where it's like, did I just see a pig fly? I might have. It's like, did I just see 2 suns in the sky? No. But this is going to be, okay, so the conflict, this is a very specific message for some of us. The conflict is going to be like, you know you did. You know you experienced something that was so full of magic and miracle and, you know, that energy that there's no denying it. Therefore, the hope is available, the love is available, therefore the actual thing is available to you. Okay, this type of wealth and love and connection and being seen and heard and understood and accepted, this available to all of us right here, right now. I just heard, ooh, because yes, now, why later when now is an option? Life is short and I want to squeeze all of that juice. Waste not, want not. Give me all my dreams. I will waste not. I will want not. Okay, so there's a message in and of itself. Yes. 4th card out. Major Arcana. We saw the moon. We saw the star. We saw the sun. And now we're getting the moon. For Major Arcana, there is no more. Okay, those are the 3. Meaning celestial bodies that we get in the Arcana. Not represented by, but in specifically. We saw the star. And then we saw the sun. Now we get the moon. All in the same reading. This is card 1 was the sun. Card 4, the moon. So the shadow aspect, the twins, you know what I mean? Big mama, big papa, however you want to look at it. This is pure manifestation. And like I said, if you can do it authentically, if you can truly tune into what you want those dollars for, every single one of them. I got $46.5 million in the bank. Okay, and I know what I want to do with a lot of them. Actually, I know what I'm going to do with every single one of them, because every single one that doesn't have a spent receipt, purchase price tag on it, I want in the bank. I just want it in there, in the bank. That's where I want it. I want it there so that I can access it if and when I want to access it. Authentic desire. No shame, no fear, no expectation, nothing. Law of detachment. The law of polarities. Okay, it's allowed to be dark, light, inverted. You know, you're allowed to have different aspects of the same desire and know that it's coming in, because it's about knowing, not believing. Okay, truth and justice. I just heard. Ooh, as our 5th card comes out, the Ace of Fire. Sorry, my face just got really itchy. The Ace of Wands, baby. So for those of us struggling with clarity on our desires, you know, the sun starts us off with beautiful amount of clarity, but we get to hone it in, get handed a specific wand, a challenge, a mission, something intriguing, an adventure, something for us. Okay, this is an ingredient in the recipe, and I like it because it's being handed directly to you. Like, here, you want that? Here, you want that? Take that. It's for you. Take that. Okay, a wand of desire, a wand of power. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So we're learning a lot under this moon cycle. For those of us manifesting big, because we've been doing it for many, many, many years, get ready, baby, because this is your moment. And for those of us getting started, or, you know, just in general population on this one, you know, you can feel something getting really exciting, getting close to you, and it's time to latch on to that. You can absolutely trust the feeling. Remember, we started with Demeter, the goddess. You can trust your feeling and emotions to guide you, not into the poison apple of Lucifer's, you know, tree of knowledge, but into the Akashic records of the unified consciousness, the unified field. Okay? Okay. I can feel the archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Uriel coming through. If you work with the ascended masters and the archangels, sweetness. There's a lot of different energies out there for you to work with. Do be careful if you don't know what you're doing. Trust yourself. Okay, first clarifier, under the Sun card, we get the Page of Pentacles. Look at that beautiful manifestation energy. This is what you need. Okay, pages are often called the messengers of the tarot, but it's like, to me, it's even simpler than that. It's just the resource, what you need. This is Earth. You know, the resource that you need is about to show up for you. If it's a message, you get a message. If it's support, you get support. If it's inspiration, you get inspiration. Excuse me, guidance, knowledge, triggers, you know, like whatever. You can expect the clarity to be so strong, it's impossible to ignore it. But just in case you do ignore it, there's your, you know, sidekick. It's Stolas. If you watch The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I love cinema so much. I hope no one's triggered by my cinema references, but I do love storytelling and I do love cinema. So if you've got that strong spirit and you can watch anything, then The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is just such a lovely show. I love the auntie. Auntie Hilda is like my favorite, one of my favorite characters on TV. Shout out to the woman who played that part, because I can't express the gratitude that I have in my heart for Auntie Hilda and just that energy of Auntie Hilda. It's like, yes. Oh God, they flew. Wait. Let me just make sure that's the only ones. A lot of hair to look through. Okay, under 10 of Pentacles, we get another major arcana. No surprise there. 14 with Temperance. We're going to talk about alchemy. And more major arcana centrally, we are going to have the Chariot from 14, Temperance, to 7. That's like a twin in and of itself, isn't it? Because side by side, it is clarifying the 10 and the 5. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean. There's our cards, and there's our clarifiers. 10 to 5, 14 to 7. Okay, if you like to play with that numerology. Where do these all go now? There. Okay, so next, clarifying 10 of Pence. Major arcana is not a joke, guys. Like, the level of healing here is truly angelic. It is truly sent from God. You know what I mean? This kind of support is way beyond our realm. Way the fuck beyond our realm. It's like, this is true alchemy, not the little shit that we mess with here as man. I mean, like, cosmic, you know, healing, wisdom, support, abundance. Ooh, think cosmic. When you think abundance, like, you think gold. Gold is worth something. And in all the cosmos shit, who am I to say? Maybe it is. 5 of Wands centrally clarified by major arcana 7, the Chariot. Here's the kicker, okay? To get the Chariot moving, the unstoppable force. You have to learn. I mean, you can get into a car and start driving and not know what the fuck you're doing, and maybe you will learn fast. Maybe you'll crash and die. Maybe you'll hurt someone. Who knows? But here's the key. You want to have the kind of wisdom that comes from fighting like this, being opinionated, and then actually being brave enough to be like, I am yellow, I am blue, I am this, I am like that, I believe this, so that you can challenge your own beliefs, so that you can grow. And you will be so surprised where you find wisdom, knowledge, support, conflict. Like, people will surprise the shit out of you. You will surprise the shit out of yourself. People will scare you. You will scare yourself. If you haven't experienced surprise and fear and all that shit, it's time to get out there in the world, okay? Because for those of us who have, the chariot's about to move, and an unstoppable force is exactly that. You want to have your wheels in balance for that, okay? You want to have everything working in the motor vehicle the way it's supposed to, so you don't fuck this up, because you're about to go at high speeds here, baby. Huge amount of force, huge amount of weight behind it, huge amount of speed, which is beautiful. It's just, you want to know what the fuck you're doing. You want everything to be in alignment. A 5 is not in alignment. It is a process to either get back to the 4 or forward to the 6. And it doesn't matter. There's no actual back and forth there. That's not about like timing or anything. You can move forward and go 4 from 5, and you can move backwards by going 6 from 5, okay? 2 more clarifiers before we wrap this up. It's great. It's an amazing energy. It's super intense. Air element under New Moon Gemini, you got to expect the amount of power to be available to tune into to be high. High. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Pentacles. We are going to talk about it because both of our clarifiers came out and they are both Pentacles. So we're going to talk about that in just a second. Okay, here and here. Under the Moon card, we get the 8 of Pentacles, and under our Ace of Wands, we're going to talk about it, we get the 9. 8 and 9 side by side, and we already have the 10. You know what I mean? It's like, there's so much synchronicity in this. It's beautiful. So here's the thing. The moon illuminates from a dark aspect. It's a shadow. It's a mystery. It's the secrets. It's the truth in a lot of ways. It might be a dark truth, a darker aspect, but it is wise. It is experienced. Okay, so the moon is the sun is literally depicted with a child riding a horse normally, a childlike energy. It's like the beginning energy with the page. That's how we start, with that huge illumination, that burst of energy. We grow through that every day, a new adventure and experience. But this is wise based on experience, real experience, blood, sweat, and tears. Okay, understanding, trial by fire kind of energy. It's like, we've been through it, we're still going through it, and what we've been through and what we're going through is our, you remember the gifts? It's our mastery. It's what we've mastered. There's a very dark aspect to our skill set and our gifts, and that's just the truth. I'm not trying to make this dark or, you know, difficult or triggering in the mental space. It's just the truth. We have mastered things and we have been through things. It's time to really understand how gifted we are, because before us and after us, there's not a lot of this level. Okay, there's not a lot of that level, and it's not about comparison. It's about self-value. To truly understand the value of the self, you have to compare, okay? And you have to understand what you think, at least for your own healing and your own emotional understanding of self. It's like, appreciate how much you know, because when you can and when you do, new things become available. Your self-worth will reflect, see that sun up there shining real bright? We started with it and we're going to finish with it too. The sun will reflect all of what you are, you know what I mean? And these aces just keep coming. There's a reason that the ace is the most valuable card in card games. You know what I mean? The king is the, yeah, he's special, but not like an ace. An ace is a power in and of itself, and you can't own it. You can only use it. Okay, so we are becoming kings and queens in our kingdoms, in our queendoms. We are ruling together side by side now. We are finding our tribes, our kingdoms, our counterparts, our subjects, our mentors, our spiritual leaders, our healers. We are coming together in all the aspects, and many of us are wearing many hats. Have you ever heard the saying, to be a great king, you have to be a servant too? Servant to who? Who are you serving right now? Okay, Father Time. Are you serving the man? That's a very dark aspect of time right there. We're going to learn so much about it. There's a song by Nas and Damian Marley called Patience. You can tune into that frequency if you're really getting a lot off of this Ace of Wands, especially if this gifted card, that sacred geometry, really activated something in you. If those colors are really pleasing to you, listen to that song, Patience, by Damian Marley, Bob Marley's son, and Nas, the rapper. Because, you know, to the knowledge seekers and the truth seekers of the world, patience, this is the time. There's no more room for patience. There's no need for patience. It's time. And a lot of us, we think we're prepared. We're not ready. You know, and a lot of us weren't prepared at all. Gonna be fucking smooth sailing from here on out. So, you know, to come together is to be there for each other, to be supported together, to enjoy what we create together. There's another ace underneath her, and I will show it to you. You know, to enjoy and to appreciate and to create and to protect and to do right by each other, by ourselves, by each other. That's what this whole era is going to be about, especially when it comes to Gemini moon, you know, any of the air element things. There is a lot of things to be understood right now. Call it a download, channeled message, speaking to your ancestors or spirit. There's a lot of information to be had if you want it. Okay, careful what you wish for. Hear that all the time. Careful what you say. You want to commit to things that are for you and just, you know, not speak on things that are not for you. Stay in your lane. That's a big message here. Stay in your lane. You know, because if it ain't for you, you don't want to speak on it. I'm not going to tell you if the earth is flat or round. I have no fucking idea. I couldn't prove the earth was round any more than I could prove that it's not flat. So, what the fuck, man? You know, you got to do what's for you. And that's the key message here, okay? Manifest. Be honest with yourself. Full of love, full of hope. Don't give up on hope. It ain't over yet. As my mom would say, again, all her sayings, pigs don't fly, money don't grow on trees, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. And I ain't singing, she used to say. She's so funny, my mom. I just love her so much. Queen of Pence, there's a Taurus. That's mama energy right there. So shout out to the mums. Shout out to the feminines, the creators out here, the support, the love, the safe spaces they create for us all. As I say it, I cut the deck to clean up and we get the Empress. It's like, there's mama. There's mama right there. Sorry for that silly laugh, but it just makes me happy to know that we're on point. The channeled messages are on point. We are on point. Abundance, wealth, it's all coming. It's all coming. And not even coming, it's here. Be grateful. Okay? Feel it. Know it. And love it. I'm going to spend the rest of the day chilling, taking care of myself, loving on my home, my life, my man, my food. Make some food. Just heal and enjoy and whatever is called to be done, we will do. Okay, so thank you for stopping by and hanging out with me today. Love you so much. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Check out the other elementals. We'll have all the elementals up for this new moon Gemini. We do the new moons and the full moon readings here, as well as things like solstices and equinoxes. There's going to be programs coming out I'm very excited about. So hit that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. and get the bell notifications turned on so you get notified every time a video comes out. And that's it. We're going to leave that one right there. Mwah. Till next time. I will see you on your next reading.